I think a lot of people know about aspartame and NutraSweet. And basically, it's a neurotoxin. It's really bad for you, and it can even make you gain weight. Even though it has 0 calories, it seems to spur on cravings for sugar. And there's a number of bad things. It's a neurotoxin. If you take a little pile of aspartame, and you know what? This isn't really about this because I think people know this garbage I'm going to say in the beginning, but I'm kind of leading up to something. I know if you take a little pile of aspartame or NutraSweet, you put some water on it, and you have some ants come by and eat it, it kills them. So it works like a pretty good neurotoxin. And I know this is like Rumsfeld over here. Yeah, wonderful person, right? Old Bush crony type person. Well, you know what? They don't care about nothing. You know, they play this game with everything. Vegetable oil, margarine, whatever else they have out there. Egg beater, eggs instead of whole eggs. And they tell you everything the opposite. But I want to say one thing. Actually, I thought I was pretty good into health before, but I'd say it was about, I don't know, almost 10 years ago, I really got into health a lot more. And I thought I was into health before that. But I used to have aspartame like crazy. I would drink probably 24 12-ounce cans of soda, or maybe 3 or 4, I don't know, 2-liter or 1.5-liter bottles of this stuff, and add aspartame to it, add NutraSweet to it, add saccharin to it besides to make it sweeter. And it never really seemed to mess me up, believe it or not. I don't know, maybe it did, but the one thing I think that saved me, I exercised like a fiend every day. The typical run was 8 miles with hills at 8-minute mile pace. And that's with hills. And it was in a blazing sun at over 90 degrees. And bike rides, if it was on a road bike, it was over 110 miles. If it was on the mountain type bike, it was at least 80 to 100 miles. So I would do a lot of, and this was 365 days a year, and sometimes there'd be double workouts. It might be an 8-mile run in the afternoon with a 40-mile bike ride after work. So, I think that's what saved me. But a lot of people used to think they were surprised my heart didn't blow up because I used to talk about things you're doing wrong. Here I'm like supposedly a health nut, but I don't drink as much coffee. Actually, what I do is I just make quadruple espressos and drink that with ice. So instead of taking 20 cups of coffee, you have 4 espressos in one 12-ounce container with some water and ice, and you got the same thing. That's better, right? Anyway, but I think what saves me is exercise. I think that's what always saved me. And I would even drink an entire 30-cup percolator coffee pot, the old style with the percolator thing, made extra strong with like 10 scoops of coffee on the top. I would drink practically that whole thing myself, and then I would run the 8 miles or 8-minute mile pace, with 90-something degree weather, no problem. And theoretically, that should have killed me, but I don't know. I think when you get used to something, nothing happens. So I just want to say one thing. There's all this bad stuff out here. But sometimes if you exercise a real lot, I think it knocks out, I have a theory, I think it knocks out a lot of impurities in the body. I know they say it does, but it can help counteract a lot of garbage you do wrong because I should have been dead from all the stuff I was doing wrong before because literally, no BS, about 24 12-ounce cans of soda a day, practically every day, plus coffee. If I had 30 cups of coffee, I might have, several sodas, if I had that many coffees. I wouldn't have the 30 cups, but I'd probably have at least 15 or 20 cups a day. At least. Now, I might do about at least a half a dozen espressos a day. Now, I think those contain about 3 coffee cups equivalent. But I don't do any aspartame or NutraSweet anymore. And I actually could be a poster for the damn establishment food and drug industry because nothing ever happened to me. But I think what the counteraction is exercise. So, if you're in doubt as to what's good for you and what's bad for you, just exercise like a fiend, and I swear I think it counteracts a lot, even including this deadly aspartame. Because, like I stated, I used to take aspartame and put it even in the soda that had aspartame in it. So that was a lot.